Hey everyone, I'm gonna play some more Monster Prom, see if we can actually get a date this time. How does that sound? Spooky high school, the sweetest years of our lives. Back then we were young and unafraid, sometimes reckless, sometimes brilliant, sometimes just stupid, but always willing to live life to the fullest. We were on a wild journey to discover who we really were. Who am I? What's my name? Let's choose a custom name. How about Stitches? Okay. Oh, wait a minute. I did that in all caps, didn't I? Oh, that's okay. We're a very expressive person. And we had yet to experience its ultimate challenge, the Monster Prom. I remember it clearly. 3 weeks were left, and as we fantasized about our dream prom dates, we were all scrambling to catch the attention of one of our 6 most charismatic classmates, Miranda, a sweet mermaid, Damien LeVay, a fearsome demon with a taste for destruction and a love of fire, Scott Howell, a werewolf athlete who compensated for his rather small brain with a stupidly huge heart, Liam de Lioncourt, a hipster vampire whose standoffish demeanor hid that he was truly a lovable dork, Polygeist, a party ghost with an insatiable hunger for all the wrong things, and Vera Oberlin, a mean, self-made gorgon with a merciless sense of business. It was clear it had to be one of them, but who? We had only 3 weeks to choose our prom date, and even more daunting, we only had 3 weeks to woo them and conquer their heart. But as I already said, we were young and unafraid, and we were ready to start. Welcome to the Monster Prom stupidest pop quiz ever. All minds are rotten, but they are rotten in so many different ways. Worry no more, we're now using our PhD in bullshit to diagnose which kind of deviant sicko you are. Monster Prom's stupidest pop quiz ever. We'll throw a bunch of absurd questions at you and turn your answers into your character stats. This way each of you will start by having stats that better reflect your true selves. Let's start. Oh boy. This one, that's a terrible question. Shame on you, game. You build a 100-foot statue commemorating an event so that in 1,000 years archaeologists can learn something about the people of our time. What does the statue represent? That mind-blowing twist in your favorite TV show that clearly changed the life of everyone forever, unlike all that boring stuff they show on the news. That glorious instant when your friend stopped you from texting embarrassing stuff to your ex while hella drunk. Your least favorite political figure being devoured by rabid rhinoceri, which are also covered in badass tattoos. You find a genie in a bottle. You can ask for whatever you want. What do you ask for? Before asking for anything, you try to negotiate up to the 3 standard wishes. Infinite confetti, a rainbow that you can eat, his friendship, him to not be so cliched, a genie and wishes so mainstream. I don't ask for anything. I drink the genie from the bottle. I can grant my own wishes. I think it'd be better to be friends. So maybe we could get a lot more wishes. Sounds like it would be kind of cool to be friends with a magical genie that can grant wishes. So I wonder what kind of stats we're gonna get. That is the question. Seems like the game is really trying to think about it. Really trying to figure out who we are.
Let's go.
Okay. Try class. That day you listen to your elders and learn valuable lessons. Sometimes, after all the monster nonsense and the dating gimmicks, you forget that attending class is supposed to be the primary activity at this high school. Against the expected, you spot Scott and Liam engaged in what seems to be an intense conversation. They seem so into it that you can't resist the urge to ask them what's going on. We're discussing this recent novel, Two Lights. It isn't a novel, it's a rad movie with lots of cool dudes with amazing abs. Well, it's actually based on a novel, and it's anything but rad. It's cultural trash. But I decided to like it, ironically. Well, the thing is, there's this human girl with two guys who like her, oh boy. But the guys are part of two enemy human races. The wild shirtless humans and the mysterious deep look-giving humans. And it seems these types of humans can't stand each other. Oh, and the deep look-giving humans shine in the sunlight. Did you know that's actually a lesser-known trait of some humans? The thing is, the next movie will be released soon, and we're super hyped. Ironically. We can't wait, bro. We need to satiate our hunger for Two Lights. This is your opportunity to show these two you're well-versed when it comes to satiating urges. Go for it. Let's cosplay. Let's go shirtless. We should write a nuanced play based on it. Totally not fanfic. Oh, dude, going shirtless is a serious thing. It has to be done for the right reasons. It's a way of expressing yourself, your jacked self. It has to be genuine, and it can't be genuine if you do it to imitate other people. I thought you were someone that respected the art of going shirtless. I was mistaken. Well, I don't think that going shirtless is that serious, but it's for sure stupid, so I'm also out. Bye. Who knew people could say no to going shirtless? What a crazy new lesson to learn. Oh boy, already off to a very bad start.
Let's go.
Off to kind of a terrible start. You find Polly and Scott huddled at your chosen table. If these two are together, it can only mean one thing. I hereby call this meeting of the Prank Masters to order. Prank Master Hal, present and accounted for. Chairman Geist, all dressed up and ready to prank. Hey, how come you get to be the chairman? Well, which one of us can throw chairs around the room with our ghost powers? Well, I don't have ghost powers, so... Oh, you, I get it. Chair, man, but... No time to argue, Scott. We've got to come up with a baller food prank before the end of lunch. Oh, yeah, okay, what if we ate all our food like a good boy? Is that a prank? No, Scott, for the last time, that's not a prank, and I don't eat. But I'm having trouble coming up with another idea. Anybody else? You've been waiting all your life for an opportunity like this. You proposed the ultimate food prank. Eat everybody else's food like a good boy? Or replace all the food with chairs? Eat other people's food? You can do that? Well, I can't. But I can, even if it's on somebody else's plate, even if it's in somebody else's tummy? Exactly half of that was right. Which half? Oh, no time to figure it out. We gotta prank now while the pranking's good. Wait, what about me? Food falls right through me. But you and Scott are already blazing a trail through the cafeteria, gobbling everything in sight. Scott accidentally eats a few people along with their food, but he politely burps them out when they complain. By the time school security kicks you two out, you're both totally stuffed with food and affection for each other. Well, that sounds a little better if we're gonna date Scott.
Let's go.
Okay. Let's try the gem. That day, an epic dodgeball match takes place. Everything seems lost, but you deliver an inspirational speech that fuels your team's spirit, leading to a spectacular comeback. You're clearly a natural-born leader. You gain 2 charm. There you are, swiping through potential monster match dates when you spot Scott pacing and muttering to himself in distress. You can't bear to see someone so adorable in so much pain, so you might as well try to ease it however you can. Oh, hi there, Stitches. Do you think I'm adorable? Yes, in fact, you were literally just thinking that. Anyway, the other day I was out in the forest trying to find a quiet place and large branch to do some pull-ups before the big sports game, when suddenly I was approached by all these talking forest animals. They were pretty big for forest animals, and I'd never seen animals that can talk like that. I mean, other than us werewolves, if you're counting us as animals. And they were just so fuzzy and adorable. But they said they were impressed by my pull-ups and my muscles, and that I was even more adorable. So the nice little forest animals with giant heads made me their king, which was really, really flattering. I just don't know anything about ruling. I'm not sure if I'm good enough to be a king. Oh, poor Scott. It's up to you to help him rally. Scott, a good king is a strong ruler, physically strong. If you can do 100 push-ups, you can be a good king for sure. True royalty has been inside you all along. Why else would your eyes be royal blue? Strong? But I'm strong. When I heard strong leader before, I didn't know it meant actual normal strong, like Scott strong. I can do 100 push-ups. I can do 200 push-ups. That's double the amount, right? Does that mean I can be a double king? What could that even mean? Does that mean I get super king powers like flying and mind control? You're not even sure what the logical foundation for that guess was? Or even better, I might get a tiny crown on top of my regular-sized crown. What a luxury. Blessed be the day you come to understand Scott's train of thought. Well, daydreaming about my king powers and tiny crowns before doing the 100 push-ups is a bit arrogant of me. I can always ask the furries later. Furries is what I've decided to call those giant furry talking forest animals for short. Oh no, wait a minute. Thanks for helping me get my confidence back, Stitches. You should come meet my furry friends sometime. Well, you've always wanted to hang out with Scott. Not too sure about these circumstances, but it's better than not hanging out at all. You gain 2 fun and 1 charm.
Let's go.
Okay. That day, you spent some time on the library's PC, sending malicious spam emails in the hopes of stealing other people's money. It doesn't sound very nice, but who's really the one to blame if they respond to such a blatant scam? You lose 10 karma, which isn't a stat in this game, so who cares, and you gain 2 money. Later, you see Scott all but skipping down the corridor, cheerily rattling off some sort of list. Hi, pal. Oh man, today is the best. I was walking out of class and my tail just started wagging all of a sudden. You know how sometimes your tail starts wagging and you're not even sure why? I started wondering what my tail might be so happy about, and I realized it's probably just because I'm a werewolf. Because being a werewolf is just about the best thing, right? I mean, if I wasn't a werewolf, I wouldn't even have a tail to wag. But then I started thinking even more and I realized where everything's would be pretty good. Where dolphins, where pigs, where weasels, where tanks. I wonder what the absolute best were creature would be. Where ending machines? Where water fountain? Where vending machines, I'm sorry. Where water fountain? Where door? Where window? Where knob? Where floor? Okay, now he's just naming things he can see. You'd better jump in. A were-moon, a were-werewolf. Go with this one. A werewolf? That sounds like the best thing ever. What's better than winning a sports game, winning 2 sports games? What's better than gym class, double gym class? So what could be better than being a werewolf, being double a werewolf? I wonder if I can get a member of the wolf pack to bite me so I, a werewolf, can turn into a werewolf. Maybe be a werewolf and be a werewolf, or 2 could bite me and I could be a werewolf. And what happens if a werewolf bites a werewolf? Oh man, is this why they make us learn math? Scott's math performance increases dramatically, but only for the next week. You gain +2 smarts and +1 creativity.
Let's go.
Okay. You find Liam taking a picture of his food and Scott taking a picture of also Liam's food. Yes, Scott, snap away. My artistic plating is too magnificent to ignore. Artistic what? I'm playing Pokemon's Go, the mobile version of the hit Pocket Humans video game. What do Pocketmans have to do with my food pic? There's a level 43 Bernard Henson hanging out in the middle of your plate. Here, take a look. Scott, why does your phone show a tiny human doing pottery on top of my eggplant ravioli? You mean you don't know Bernard Henson? He used to be a chartered accountant, but now he's decided to pursue his dream of being a world-famous potter. That major life change has made him super rare. Pocket humans almost never follow their dreams. Well, I don't care how rare he is. His presence is spoiling my pristine food pic. Spoiling it? But pocket humans are way cooler than a boring old food pic. You take that back. Uh-oh, tempers are running a little high. Looks like it's up to you to settle this dispute. Scott's right, Liam. Why take a normal cliched food pic when you could take a food pic of Scott capturing a Pokemon off your food plate? Scott, look over there. There's a Stuart Hogarth on top of that pile of mashed potatoes. Good lord, you're right. The layers of irony are practically infinite. Go ahead, Scott. Capture your Pokemon. Okay, here I go. Wait, what are you doing? Stop molesting my pasta. I'm not trying to grab your pasta, bro. I'm trying to grab Bernard Henson, but he's too slippery. You imbecile! Bernard Henson isn't actually on top of my ravioli. He's an image projected by your phone. Are you sure? He seems so real. Let me just try to grab him a few more times. No, my artfully arranged pasta pockets are in disarray. You fiend! Liam chases you and Scott away so he can rebuild his artful pasta arrangement. You bond with Scott by teaching him how to actually play Pokemon's Go.
Let's go.
That day during recess, you start a half-hour rave that goes full crazy. You have no idea how it escalates so much, but at one point there are like 300 people, someone summons demons from a nightmare dimension. The consequences might distort the fabric of reality itself, but who cares, it's a rad party. You gain +2 fun. You're practicing your very best monster mash when you hear the sounds of an argument, which is so strange in these sacred, hallowed halls of education. LOL. JK, can you imagine? Stitches. They made me their king, and they deserve the bestest, most wonderful king there ever was. And I'm gonna work as hard as I can to be that king, no matter what it takes. Scott, you realize they're not cute little baby animals in need of a king, right? They're furries. I know they're furry. Vera, I'm the one who told you that. No, Scott, they're furries. It's a kink. Yes, Vera, there are many kinks in my plan. That's why I need to work them out to be the best ruler. Forget it. Excuse me, did you say you need help being a good ruler? I know all about that. Being a king is easy, as Daddy always says. Only live peasants can stage a rebellion. Oh, Miranda, I'm not really sure. Fear is your most important weapon. Your second most important weapon is actually weapons. Torture soup spoons, razor teacups, and knife on fire. You know, the usual. I don't know, Miranda. I appreciate the advice, but I don't think that's the kind of king I want to be. Nonsense. I'll go get you the butter knife shuriken right now. It just seems so unnecessary. There must be a better, kinder way to rule, right, Stitches? I want them to have a happy time under Scott the First. They've been so nice to me. They've written me beautiful songs, which are about my adventures, but most of them are the sort of thing I definitely have not done. And they've made amazing drawings of me, which are very, very generous in their proportions. I just think they deserve the best leader. Normal rulers make their subjects pay taxes, but what if you pay taxes to them? Flag time. You can't rule a kingdom with no flag. Without a flag, it would be just a bunch of flagless people. About this one. You're 120% right. Flags are the best. Let's combine our art powers to create the very best flag ever. You get into an intense art frenzy, which is kind of hot and intimate. Somehow the two of you end up shirtless and sweaty while painting and doodling. After 3 hours of passionate art activity, you put your clothes on again, because of decency, but mainly because we don't have a shirtless model for Scott, and admire your work. Whoa, this is genius. No, it's actually a not so bad drawing of Scott shirtless and the word Scott rules. But sure, why not? You know how to take a compliment. Scott leaves all excited, ready to execute your plan. As your elders always say, any problem can be solved by drawing shirtless people. Later you stumble upon Scott again. He seems quite excited. There you are, Stitches. Your plan was a success. My beloved furries seem to love a flag that's basically just me shirtless. They declared it a national day that should be celebrated yearly by drawing me shirtless. Which is kind of silly since they do that pretty much every day anyway. But the important thing is that now I'm the best ruler ever, and it's thanks to you. I would love for you to visit my kingdom someday. We might even celebrate Shirtless Scott Day together. Wink. You're pretty sure Shirtless Scott Day will totally become your all-time favorite festivity. You gain +2 charm and +1 creativity. Oh, right.
Let's go.
Okay, so I'll try the bathrooms. That day you skip class and just hang out in the bathrooms because you respect no authority. I guess some people just want to watch the world burn. By skipping class and hanging out in the bathrooms, you gave 0 shits, but you gained +2 boldness. Scott strolls by, happily munching on something. Liam gapes at him, appalled. What on earth are you eating, Scott? This delicious new flavor of Fingal's potato chips, Maximum Ultimate Double Barbecue Massacre. Really? Because it looks like a raw severed goat head inside a cardboard tube. Oh, yeah, I guess it does. Could have sworn it was potato chips. Still tasty though. Tasty? Tasty? Does wanton environmental destruction sound tasty to you? I don't know. Is that a kind of jerky? No, Scott, don't you realize that in order to harvest these goats' heads, Fangles and company decapitate millions of innocent goats every year? But what do they do with the bodies of the goats? Nothing. It's a horrendously wasteful practice. Oh no, all those poor headless goat bodies running around and bumping into things? We have to stop them. Wait, really? I was just trying to make you feel guilty. I didn't actually have a plan of action, but if someone were to suggest one. Assemble an army of vengeful undead goat torsos. Write an extremely mean blog post. Maybe this one? Ah, yes, necromancy. The ultimate tool in the protester's arsenal. Oh, can I ride a goat? Can I, huh? Of course you can ride a goat. In fact, given your size, you'll probably need to ride several. What's a several? Is it a really big goat? No time to explain the basic concepts, Scott. We've got an invasion to orchestrate. As long as you're reanimating things, you reanimate some severed goat's heads, too. They'll eat anything, which totally helps you clean your room. You gain +2 creativity and 1 smarts.
Let's go.
Okay. You take your seat between the strongest and smartest men you know. Liam appears to be taking a very intense picture of some bizarre-looking food. Scott is looking about as confused as you are currently. But Liam, food is delicious. It's for eating. That's why they call it lunchtime. Neither of those statements is wrong, but they also aren't quite connected. Scott, if I had the capacity to eat, I assure you, I would still ignore the actual content of the food in favor of finding the perfect combination for a flawless momentgram post. Oh, I see. You're going to post a picture to advertise the food to the people who can actually eat it? You're so smart. I'll be happy to eat your food for you. I'm afraid your palate is way too unsophisticated to appreciate these rare Japanese delicacies. Oh, they're Japanese? Do you have any Scott snacks? Scott snack? You know what? Fine. I've taken all the pictures I need. Eat whatever you want. Thanks, Liam. Oh, they all look so yummy. I don't know where to start. Stitches? Any ideas? Make your choice of a snack. You can get one of these boys to want to snack on you. Maybe your choice of a snack can get one of these boys to want to snack on you in an innuendo way, not literally. Obviously, the lychee fruit-flavored custard with a side of tofu and a drizzle of raspberry extract is the most superior food on the plate. Go for the brightly colored bag of meat biscuits that somehow has an anime drawing of Scott's face on it that says Scott Snacks. Yes, you do have Scott Snacks. Scott Snacks? What does that mean? How is this possible? Why is your face on an obscure Japanese biscuit brand? Is that really you? Oh yeah, totally. There was this one time where actually, it was a full moon, so I'm not really sure exactly what happened. But somehow I ended up hanging out with these really cool Japanese businessmen the whole evening. But how? What even? Yeah, I guess they saw me practicing a few sports moves, and they saw how strong and fast I was, and they wanted to show how their meat treats are strong and fast. So they asked if they could use me as their new mascot, and I said of course. And then the Scott Snacks became a hit, and now I'm kind of famous in Japan. Thanks for pointing out the Scott Snacks to me, Stitches. It's nice to know you want to see my face. I want to see yours, too. How is he so muscular and so adorable at the same time? Maybe one day you can put your faces together. Ooh la la. Week 3 evening.
Let's go.
Okay, what are we not done yet? Your performance is intense and inspiring. It will be remembered for generations, which is pretty rad by high school play standards. You gain +2 creativity. After that, it's time for the most important part of school, visiting Scott's kingdom of furry animals, as promised. When you get to the forest, you find that most of the trees have been decorated with beautiful, intricately drawn pictures of an even more muscular than life Scott having various kinds of sex with various different giant furry animals. Oof. Stitches, my royal advisor, here to royally advise me while I sit on my Scott throne and rule over my Scott friends. Aren't these sweet little furry forest creatures devoted to me? It makes my tail wag with joy. It is at that point that one of the sweet little furry forest creature's giant head falls off, revealing a very startled-looking mummy. Yup, Vera called it. A bunch of kinky furry people doing furry stuff in the woods. Oh no, what just happened? Is he hurt? Is my little panda friend hurt? Or was my panda friend never a panda friend at all? Oh, no, Scott will not be losing his pure joy and innocence over some furry shitty costuming skills. Not on your watch, not today. You think quickly. You know how deer shed their antlers and then they grow back? Talking furry forest creatures shed their heads. Scott, that panda must have been a cursed prince, and now you've turned him back into a person. This is important. This could determine whether we get a date to the Monster Prom, so we have to think very carefully about this. Okay. Gonna go with this one. Oh yeah, that makes perfect sense. Everything in nature changes with the season. Leaves change color in fall, bears hibernate in winter. I bring my failing grades up in spring so I don't get kicked off sports teams. And I guess Tuesdays are when giant talking furry forest creatures' heads fall off to reveal someone who looks just like a regular person. For a moment there, I was really concerned that I hadn't understood what was going on this whole time. I mean, now you have lots of biology books to forge, so this seems more plausible. But it definitely isn't the craziest plan you've ever had. But now I see that my furry forest friends were on the level the whole time. I love my furries. Thank you for being such a good royal advisor, Stitches. I feel royally advised. And you feel royally appreciated by the handsomest, unwitting king of fetishists you know. You gain +2 charm and +1 boldness. The Monster Prom draws near. Who will you ask to prom? Scott, of course. Oh boy. What's he gonna say? Prom? I'm not sure, bro. I have a kingdom to rule, and attending prom doesn't seem very responsible as a ruler. I don't know about history. Maybe some other king or queen has stopped ruling their kingdom to attend prom. I should check. I mean, I think you're the person I trust the most, and I'd love to go to prom with you. But my kingdom. Sometimes a good teammate has to make sacrifices for the team. You know, the teammate is me, and the team is my kingdom. Oh, and the sacrifice is not going with you to prom. Oh, no. I truly am sorry. Sometimes there's not enough space in one Scott for both ruling a kingdom and love. Bye. Scott leaves, and you swear you saw a manly tear running down his cheek. It's okay. You started all this to seduce Scott, but now you put more value on his happiness and on his pursuit of a career as king of a totally fake kingdom. You stay by his side as the best furry something that has ever existed. Your relationship with Scott strengthens, and in the end, his kingdom sees that. Scott thought his kingdom and love weren't compatible, yet it seems to be quite the opposite. Scott's subjects started drawing lots of suggestive art pieces depicting the two of you. Facing that explicit art made you rethink the nature of your relationship, and it ended up being closer to all that not safe for work art. Woo! Stitches, most likely to survive for a year drinking only her own pee. Scott, best at cheerleading when cheerleading is neither required nor wanted. So we didn't get to go to the prom again, but we didn't have a bad ending. Sounds like we have a relationship with Scott. We put his needs and his feelings ahead of our desire to go to prom. Those 3 weeks were maybe the most epic and absurd weeks of our life. After the Monster Prom, we kept on living our lives, falling in love, battling for friendship, and learning about who we were and who we could be. And you know what? Like it always does, life happened, and it was wonderful. Liam and Scott co-wrote a weird, cheesy fanfic of two lights that became unexpectedly popular, to the point it turned into a well-known novel of its own. Half the characters are shirtless, for all the right reasons. Polly graduated from doing lots of ayahuasca, and now she appears to hallucinating people and acts as their spirit animal. Miranda used her vast knowledge of serfs to get a job handpicking the best serfs for other people. Unsurprisingly, she ended up leaving her serfs to do the work. For those 3 weeks, the Monster Prom seemed larger than life, and then it was gone just like that. The battle for Monster Prom might have ended then, but there were plenty of battles left in that war called youth. But once again, we were young and unafraid, and we were ready to start. Well, thank you for joining me for this Monster Prom playthrough. We didn't get to go to the prom, like I said, but it wasn't an entirely unhappy ending. It was kind of sweet. Well, thanks again for joining me, and hope you had fun. Please like and subscribe if you would. Talk to you later. Goodbye.